Hi everyone, welcome to this week's short attention span webinar. Kelly, can you believe that 2015 is wrapping up?
I cannot. It's a total shock.
I know, and nothing's happened in your life of any consequence. I mean, you
No,
just
I didn't move. I don't have too many kids. I don't.
new
Nothing happened
house,
here.
yeah, all of that. Yawn. Whew. Well, this is what we thought we would do over the next few weeks. There are 5 weeks. We won't publish on the Friday after Thanksgiving, or Christmas this year is on a Friday and New Year's is on a Friday. So we have 5 Fridays that we're going to do this special kind of a let's talk about 2015, because it's really important before you can look forward is to take a snapshot of right now. So we're going to ask you 4 questions to end 2015. Kelly, the first one is, how would I rate my new business activity? And we just made a list here, and it's on my desk somewhere. But the first one was, we were talking about percentage of time. So how would you answer that question? How do I rate myself on new business activity?
Yeah, I think for everyone out there, it's going to be a little bit different depending on where they are in their kind of cycle in their career. So if you're the kind of person who's been doing this for a long time and, 80% of your business comes from repeat contract, long existing contracts, I would say that number needs to be smaller. But if you're just getting started, then the number probably needs to be 50 to 75% of your time should be spent in the chase, pursuing new business and looking at new opportunities, and that activity of sending out letters and emails and engaging in social media and all of that. So it's personal for everyone, I think.
Well, so a new rep would say, well, yeah, of course, my life's all about new business. A legacy sales rep would look at that and probably say, well, yeah, I could probably do a better job there. You get lulled to sleep by your success.
Mm-hmm.
You've got one account that takes up a lot of your time. And I'll tell you, gang, the worst phone call that I get from a potential customer of mine is someone who says, I just lost a big account. And Bill, I got to tell you, man, I haven't prospected in 10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
Right.
And I'm dealing with a bunch of clients now that are out there, and they're really struggling because things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
And they have not done the work, and they don't remember. They're trying to apply old tactics to today, and it's a nightmare. So
it's a shock.
I think another way to answer that question, Kelly, I really believe that you have to have a pool of prospects. Now, these are people that you have tried to contact. These are people that you have, maybe you never got them, or maybe you got them and they said, yeah, don't need anything right now. And then 6 months later, you try them again. A pool, these aren't cold, these are warm.
Right.
75 to 125. Mm-hmm. If you have that kind of a pool, then you can go back on a regular basis. Call 1 a day, call 5 a week or 5 a day or whatever you want to do, but keep hitting them again and again. Because
what we know about those is that things change over there, on the other end of that line. People leave, people get promoted, so a call you made 3 months ago to somebody who told you to go fly a kite, you could pick up the phone and call that same company and everything could be different.
Yeah.
So it is important to maintain some I call it the frequency of contact. And you can, if you're using contact management software, or you're using a spreadsheet, or you're using Post-it notes in a calendar, whatever it is, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever frequency. I like your number, 75 to 125.
Well, yeah, because you can just that's an easy sales call. It's the Verizon sales call. Do you need me now? Do you need me now? How about now? Do you need me now? So the other way to do it is to say, all right, because again, the question is, how would I rate my new business efforts? If you're if you've got a daily minimum of new business calls and you're hitting it, good.
Yep.
You know what? In terms of making the calls, never mind the quality, whether the right target, but the efforts, great. The effort's all we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Another way of answering that question is something you talked about, Kelly. Am I adding a constant number of new customers every month?
Right.
Am I picking up 1 to 2 new clients? Again, you're going to tell me that varies, depending on the person, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But that's another way of answering the question.
Well, and I think what I said too that's important, Bill, is here we, in the middle of November or December, whenever you actually are seeing this video, folks out there, is, do you know today how many new accounts you landed this year?
Sure.
I think that's important. And as you said, Bill, it doesn't have to be 1 a month. but you could look at it quarterly. You could look at it by half the year. But, in this, rule of thumb, I would certainly hope that if you're in any kind of new business mode, you're landing one new account a month.
Well, and remember something that was heavily quoted in the early 90s, I believe it was when the president of R.R. Donnelley came out and said, 10 years from now, it's 1993, he said this, 10 years from now, 70% of our business will come from customers that we do not currently have, and we will sell them products that we do not currently offer. And everybody had that on their PowerPoint. That was huge. Mm-hmm. But think back, just go back a year.
Yeah.
See if you can find a list of the clients that you had a year ago and see how much that has changed.
Yeah. It's a very prescient statement and very something we should all internalize, I think.
All right, I got to Google prescient. I'll write that down.
Last
thing I'll tell you Connecticut people are so smart. The last thing I'll say is to go over your old emails. I've got like 4,500 emails that are they're read, but you go back over those and say, "Gee, I forgot about that prospect." That's a good week of Thanksgiving thing to do. Mm-hmm. So, all right, there's question number 1. Next week, we'll give you question number 2. And, of course, we're trying to get you to do some self-examination for 2015. We'll also be talking at the end of this about 2016. But, Kelly, thanks for your thoughts today.
Thanks, Bill.
And we'll talk to you all next week on another short attention span webinar.